listening to The Revenue Engine with Michael Pacheco, a veteran CMO who has driven over $10 billion in revenue in the past decade with strategic marketing and customer-centric leadership. Join your host as he transforms marketing departments from cost centers into profit centers. Prepare to shift your marketing into high gear and drive unprecedented growth.
Ever wonder how top brands consistently educate their market and build loyal followings because of that? Let's explore how you too can strategically use content to achieve the same. Hi, I'm Michael Pacheco, fractional CMO for health and health adjacent technology companies. And today I want to talk to you about building a long-term strategy for educating your market through content and why this approach is vital for sustained business growth. While creating content that's educational is, of course, important, what truly sets the really successful companies, brands, entrepreneurs apart is their strategic approach to the content. By planning and structuring your educational content effectively, you can achieve deeper engagement and you can position your brand as a go-to resource in your industry. It was Abraham Lincoln who was quoted as saying, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe." That is something that people don't do as much today. This is the planning, the strategy that happens before the tactical work, before the execution, before the implementation. If you spend the bulk of your time on the planning, on the strategy, on thinking it through, thinking about the possibilities, red teaming it, you're going to have a more effective outcome and you're going to have an easier outcome. It's going to be easier to get there. It's going to be easier for that outcome to be effective. Hope that makes sense. I've got 3 things here that I want to chat about in terms of the strategic importance of educational content. Number 1 is going to be positioning your brand as an authority. Number 2 is long-term audience engagement. Number 3 is going to be driving informed customer decisions. These 3 things are the whole reason behind all this. When you consistently provide valuable and educational content, you position your brand as a thought leader in your industry. This not only builds trust, but it also attracts more informed and engaged prospects who are then more likely to convert. Number 2 is going to be long-term audience engagement. Educational content is not just about the immediate gains. In fact, it's mostly not about the immediate gains. It's about gains 6 months from now. It's a long play. Similar to search engine optimization. It's not something, you're not creating educational content so that you can make $1 million tomorrow. You're creating educational content so you can make $1 billion in the next 5 years. By regularly offering insights and solutions, your content has to be valuable and helpful. You keep your audience engaged with you and they're loyal to you over a long period of time. It fosters a deeper connection with you, with whoever's talking, right? Whoever the spokesperson is for the company. It fosters a deeper connection with your brand. So lastly, we have driving informed customer decisions. This educational content that we're talking about here, the idea behind it is that it will empower your audience with the knowledge that they need in order to make informed decisions. It leads to more qualified leads, shorter sales cycles, and customers who are more confident in their purchase decisions. Let's talk a little bit about that real quick. More qualified leads. If you've got really good content marketing and someone has been watching your content marketing for 6 months and all of a sudden, or maybe not all of a sudden, maybe it happens over 6 months, it happens over the course of some time, all of a sudden they realize that they have a problem that you can solve. There's no sales call. They're already sold. They've been following you and watching your content for the last 6 months. They know you're valuable. They know you're helpful. They know that you know your shit. You know what you're talking about. There's no sales call. The only phone call is to say, "Hey, here's my problem. I think you can solve this, right?" "Yes." "Okay, sold." Because they already know you, like you, and trust you. And that's why they've been watching your content. It leads to more qualified leads because they self-identify, they self-qualify. Shorter sales cycles, again, done right, there is almost no sales call from customers that come in via educational content or any kind of content marketing. And again, the customers are more confident in their purchase decisions because they've been following you. They know and trust you already. They've seen in the content that you've produced that you know what you're doing. And a more confident buyer oftentimes leads to a better outcome. This has been done in study after study. A buyer is going to get more out of something that they pay more for. It's an emotional buy-in. The solution itself could be the same as a different one, but there's an emotional buy-in when you pay $10,000 for something as opposed to when you pay $1,000 for something. It's completely different. The classic one that most people have heard at this point is the wine tasting. You got 3 glasses of wine put in front of a person, just a regular person, not a fancy sommelier or whatever. And there's price tags. Then it's just wine glasses with red wine in them, no labels, just price tags. This glass of wine is $6. This glass of wine is $12. This glass of wine is $32. What do you think the outcome of that is? They like the $32 glass of wine the best, the middle one the second best, and the cheapest one they like the least. But the idea here, or the joke, the punchline, is that all 3 glasses were filled with the same exact wine. There you go. Charge more. Let's talk about structuring your educational content. Number 1, you're going to want to identify key educational themes. You want to start really by identifying the core themes that align with your brand's expertise and your audience's needs. Those are 2 circles, and you want to find that middle part in the Venn diagram with your company's expertise and the audience's needs. And those themes should guide your content that you create to ensure that it's both relevant and valuable. Relevant because it matches your audience's needs, valuable because you're an expert at it. Number 2 is to plan a content calendar. This is part of the strategy behind this. Developing a content calendar that outlines what educational topics you'll cover and when you will cover them. This helps maintain consistency and ensures a steady flow of valuable content that keeps your audience engaged over time. If you're paying attention to my content and when I release it, you'll see that there are a small number of things that I talk about. I think there's 5, perhaps, kind of topics that I kind of hover around. And I am adjusting what I talk about based on the weekday too. So I typically release these videos every single day, 7 days a week. And on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, you're almost always going to see me talking about lighter content. Something with a story, something that's a little easier to digest. I'm never going to bust open your Saturday morning, or your Sunday morning for that matter, talking about data and analytics, because it's heavy, it's deep, you got to be focused. Typically, the content that I release on Saturdays and Sundays are a little bit lighter. So planning a content calendar, this is part of that. Think about all the different things that go into releasing content, where you release it, what platform are you releasing it on, what day of the week are you releasing it on, what topics are you talking about and when, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Number 3 in these steps is going to be to incorporate different content formats. You want to diversify your content formats a little bit to cater to different learning preferences. Some people like reading blog posts. Some people like watching videos. Some people like being in live webinars. Some people like audio podcasts. So consider either doing different content for each different platform, or you could consider creating your videos, pulling the audio from that, releasing that as a podcast, pulling the transcript from it, releasing that as a blog post. You have to rewrite it and edit it, of course. You get the meat and potatoes you get from the transcript itself, and so on and so forth. You can get a lot from video. It has every format built in and included in it. Number 4 is going to be to measure and adjust. So you want to regularly measure the effectiveness of your educational content by tracking engagement metrics, feedback, conversions, et cetera, et cetera. You want to use the data to refine your strategy, to make adjustments, to adjust course, and improve as you go. Now let's examine how some brands have used this idea of strategic planning for educational content in order to build long-term relationships with their audience. Number 1, I'm going to start with IBM. IBM's Think Academy offers courses and content on emerging technologies. It positions the company, IBM, as a leader in tech innovation. It's a super strategic approach that works. It has a lot of IBM content in it, so it helps IBM stay top of mind and tip of tongue with professionals and decision makers who are in that space. No brainer. Number 2, John Deere. John Deere's The Furrow magazine provides educational content on ag, farming practices, that sort of thing, typical John Deere stuff. And by focusing on the needs of their target audience and the expertise of John Deere, there's that Venn diagram, they're able to build lasting relationships with their target audience and strengthen that green and yellow John Deere brand in the industry. Finally, I've got MailChimp here. MailChimp's educational content and things like blogs. They have guides, they have tutorials, all that kind of stuff. It helps small businesses understand things like email marketing and automation. It's not an accident that their content matches the platform. When you log into MailChimp, what do? Email marketing and automation. their content is very strategic in that way, and it positions MailChimp as an essential resource for email marketers and people doing marketing automation.
Are you dreaming of digital domination? Wake up to Boxer, your dream team for web services, marketing logistics, SEO, and content. We don't just help you play the online game, we help you change it. If you're ready to rewrite the rules of your industry's digital landscape, visit Boxer.agency today and let's get started.
In conclusion, a strategic approach to educational content is key to positioning your brand as an authority, engaging your audience long-term, and driving informed customer decisions. By identifying key themes, by planning a content calendar, by diversifying the formats of the content you produce, and by measuring effectiveness, you too can create a powerful education marketing strategy. What I want you to do now is reflect on your current content strategy. Are you strategically planning your educational content today? Are you doing educational content today, for that matter? How well are you positioning your brand as a thought leader? And finally, what steps can you take to ensure that your content meets your audience's needs? That Venn diagram, audience's needs and your expertise. Your content needs to be right here in the middle. Considering these questions, the idea behind this is that it is supposed to shine a spotlight on areas for improvement, opportunities for improvement, places where you suck, and you can improve, you can get better, you can do better, you can educate your audience on what it is you do, why you do it, how you do it, et cetera, et cetera. If you're struggling with any of this stuff, guys, if you're struggling to build a content plan or a content strategy, I'm here to help. Reach out to me. Let's chat. I'll buy you 14 beers worth of my time at no cost to you. That's a half hour on Zoom. I have nothing to sell you. And my only goal here is to provide you with actionable value that you can apply directly to your business. You can get at me on LinkedIn or by reaching out to me directly on my website. That's michaelpacheco.co. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and let me know what was valuable for you in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're listening to this as a podcast, please give us a review on whatever platform it is that you're listening on. All of these things help us reach more folks and help more businesses, and that's our big goal here. I want to thank you for all that you do and all the contributions that you are making in the world with your business. As ever, I'm Michael Pacheco. Until next time, cheers.
You've been listening to The Revenue Engine with Michael Pacheco. For inquiries into market leadership, tailored strategies, or personalized consulting, visit michaelpacheco.co.